So all I do is to point at what I want. It's pointing. All I do is pointing. I want this. So that's the only way I can do my shopping. I'm telling you this. You do not appreciate the importance of language until you go to a non-English speaking country. You literally become like a 2-year-old who is learning how to say dada. It's like starting life all over again. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Ayokunle. If this is your first time, please click the like button and subscribe if you're new. So today I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of studying in a non-English speaking country. So I'm going to be discussing this from the lens of my experience in Eastern Europe. If you're planning to move abroad to study in a non-English speaking country, you have to watch this video. Most people planning to move to a non-English speaking country actually underestimate the challenges ahead. They have absolutely no idea of what they're about to face. This was exactly my story. In 2012, I moved to Belarus to study medicine. Of course, I knew it's a non-English speaking country, but I kind of underestimated the problems or the challenges I was going to face. Not until when my plane landed in Minsk, Belarus, that I realized that, they do not speak English here. In fact, they do not speak English at all. They gave us a form to fill. It's like, foreigner arrival kind of form that you fill. So in 2012, it was a visa upon arrival. So they gave us the form to fill, and the form was completely in Russian language. And I was like, what is going on here? We were about 6 students that traveled from Nigeria, so we were able to, look for someone to fill the form for us. So that was the first punch in the face that, you're welcome to a non-English speaking country. So if you're going to study in a non-English speaking country, it's actually a big decision. This is a decision that's going to make you see the world differently. So I'm going to talk about the downside, the cons of studying in a non-English speaking country. No one around you will understand you. I'm going to tell you a little story. So when we arrived, I was asked to stay in the foreign student hostel where other foreigners are. We have Russians there, we have people from Turkmenistan, Chinese, and so on and so forth. There are only very few of them that have seen a black person before. Like I said earlier, I arrived with about 5 other Nigerians. So our presence in the hostel was a bit kind of a shock and a fascinating thing for the other foreign students. So they try to make friends with us, but of course there is a problem. There is a barrier there, a language barrier. They come around, take pictures, and this is how we communicate. We just make gestures. We make gestures. That's the only way we can communicate. So they will come to you and say, that means, can I take a picture with you? And one crazy thing that we used to do then was if you want to have a conversation with someone, they are going to bring their tablet or they bring a laptop. They give me the laptop to type whatever I want to say. They translate it to their language, and then they type what they want to tell me and also translate it to English language for me. That was the first medium of communication I had in the hostel. And then the following week, on Monday, we had to go to the university to start our registration. When we got to the university, the Dean of Foreign Students had to look for an English-speaking student to come around and help translate. That was when it dawned on me that, wow, I'm in for a big ride. Because my plan was to spend 6 years to study medicine for 6 years there, and that wasn't a good start. I started, questioning my decision to come over, and kind of gave me another perspective that, wow, I never thought this is how it's going to look like. Go through stages of first of all, it's fascinating, and then the reality dawned on you. So the next stage is frustration, where you are like, wow, I can't continue like this, because you have so many things to tell someone. You have to put yourself through translating using a device. It became frustrating at one point. Even sometimes when I go to the marketplace, they have open markets in Belarus. They ask me, what do you want? I didn't even understand what they were saying. So all I do is to point at what I want. It's pointing. All I do is pointing. Yo, I want this. So that's the only way I can do my shopping. So even sometimes whenever I want to pay, I have to, show them my wallet. So they pick whatever amount is due from my wallet. I had no clue, maybe I've been cheated or not. So after that phase of frustration, now we have no choice than to learn the language because it's part of our curriculum as a foreign student. One of the first couple of classes we took were just Russian language classes. So earlier on during this video, I said it's like starting life all over again, like a 2-year-old learning to say dada. Actually, it's actually the reality. So they had to teach us ABC in Russian language. Literally, they have to write A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H in Russian language. We're a bunch of adults learning ABC all over again. So as we progress, then we move to the next phase, which is identification of stores. Oh, this is a pen. In Russian language, it's called ruchka. Что это? Это ручка. What is this? This is a pen. We have to be learning all those stuff. What is this? This is an apple. What is this? This is a bottle. So what I would say is you have to come to the realization that, yes, I have to put my head down and learn this language. That's the only way you can bridge the gap. That's the only way you can actually enjoy your time in that country. Because without accepting this reality, you may suffer consequences. Consequences like frustration, like isolation, alienation, and the place will be you won't enjoy your time in that country as an opportunity to grow. And that will take me to the pros. It makes you develop a new perceptual lens. It makes you see the world in a different lens. There's a common saying in Russia that says the number of languages you know is equals to the number of personalities you have. So this means when you learn a new language, there's a new you that's reborn. You have a different personality. So for example, if I say I love you in English language and I say I love you in Russian language, so the way I will say it is not the same. There's a different feeling about it. It brings a different personality out of me when I say it. Learning a new language, it's adding a new layer to your personality. You tend to develop a new perceptual lens. Language helps you to develop your thoughts. Our cognition is intertwined in linguistic structures. Another thing you benefit is it fosters humility. It makes you humble. There is no way you're going to go to a new country and you're learning the language, the culture. You are going to drop whatever you know before. At that time, that experience made me feel like a 2-year-old learning ABC all over. Also, it brings about patience. Learning a new language, it's not something you do in a day, in a few weeks, in a month. It takes several months to years. And it's a continuous thing. So it fosters patience, it fosters humility, it makes you adaptable, it challenges you, it makes you a better listener, and it makes you realize that listening goes beyond words. Because sometimes at one point when I started understanding the language, I'm still missing out in so many things, so I have to listen beyond words. You have to look at body language, you have to look at gestures, you have to look at the tone of their voice. It makes you realize that language goes beyond words. It makes me realize that meaning is rooted in human experience rather than just words or lexical accuracy. Do not see a language barrier as a problem, so to speak, if you are willing to learn, because it will make you a better person, certainly. And I'm going to say this as well. In this day and age, most countries, especially the younger ones in those countries, they are learning foreign languages, so it may not be as severe as it used to be about 10, 15, 20 years ago. If you are going to a country like Malta, Netherlands, Luxembourg, Sweden, Denmark, Cyprus, these countries, for example, Germany, for example, so these countries have a good amount of English-speaking people in their countries, especially the younger ones, because the older they become, the less chance of them speaking English. You are moving eastwards in Europe. when you start going to countries like Latvia, Lithuania, Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, and even Georgia, they have very, very low English speakers. So if you're moving eastward in Europe, you may have to get ready and just know that you have to learn the language. So this is to encourage you guys that it's possible, it's doable, it will make you a better person. Do not underestimate the challenges ahead. So if you guys like this video, drop a like, share to your friends, subscribe if this is your first time, and I'll see you guys again the next time. Peace.